Hi, welcome back. Kari Waltz. I'm in my studio. I'm actually sitting on the floor. I have been working this afternoon coming up with a plein air oil painting kit for tiny canvases. And I saw a man who does, the artist who does work in tiny canvases on Facebook. And I just thought, I want to try that. So why not? I have collected a variety of things that I'm going to share with you that I'm using in my kit. And if this works, the only thing I'll need to do when I want to go plein air paint is pour the little bits of oil colors that I want in my palette and head out the door. And this is so much lighter weight than any of the other plein air painting that I have for oil. Oil is, I enjoy working with it, but I'm just going to see how it works small and how difficult I find it. I have a variety of brushes I'm going to try. So I'm going to turn the camera so that I can point it down and tell you about what's in my kit. If you find anything helpful, please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you care to follow me along, I've started this past year and I'm enjoying the journey. I hope you do with me. So stay tuned. Okay, here we go. This is a lunchbox from Walmart. I think I paid maybe $5 for it. I attached a hand sanitizer because we all need that. I have a collection of brushes that I'm going to try. This is way more brushes than I usually always carry, but because I'm not sure which will work well with this process, I got a variety of tips. And I did cut some of them off because I wanted them to fit, and I wrapped each one with bright duct tape so it's easily identifiable as mine, because sometimes I paint with other people, and also if I drop them on the ground it'll be a lot easier to find. I keep this also these clips, so when I slide this back in the pocket, fold that down. I don't think it'll slide out, but I clamp it down right there with the bag and there to help hold it. So it's pretty secure. All right, now for the inside. This is the fun part. Woo, isn't that fun? Look at all that. Okay, I have a small towel that I'm going to put in my lap. This was actually from surgery, and I had some doctors collect them so I can wash them and reuse them, and so it's a wonderful thing to have, lightweight. I fold it up and have that in my lap. I made the palette out of a tin. The tin did not have a hinge, so duct tape again, wonderful. Now I have a hinge. It used to be just plain metal, but today because it was warm enough outside, I took the spray paint and sprayed the inside. I did about 2 coats and it dried really, really fast. So I'm happy about that. When I decide to go out and paint, I'm going to put my colors right along here, 6, maybe 7, and then I'm going to take the painting and put right here, and I'll show you what I'm going to use in a minute. But this is metal, and I had this clipboard that was very, very bright. It was a little distracting, so again, I took it outside and spray painted it, but I have a tendency to drop things, so I wanted to find a way that it would balance pretty well. And if I just held this in my hand and had the painting here, that was a little awkward, and I figured I'd get my hands all in it, and you know, there's a paint, there's a painting, not too good. So I decided I would find a way that I could secure it a little better, and I'd keep my fingers out of it. So this duct tape, again, 2 magnets that I got from Northern Tools. I love their magnets, they're really strong. I used to use them in school on my whiteboard, but you see how that, ta-da, lovely, holds it right there. So I can carry it, travel with it like this, and then when I'm ready to paint, I just lift that up and then secure the surface that I want to paint on there. I also have these cups that have the clip on the bottom, and that's just the right size for that. I will put odorless mineral spirits, just a little bit in one, and probably maybe liquid, or I don't know, safflower oil. I've actually worked with that before. I'm just not sure. But what I do like about this setup is when I take the lids off, they can go right there. And when I push everything together, see, they don't fall off. And it's a good thing because I drop things. So I like that. Okay, screw those back on. This clip is for paper towels. So when I paint, I will take paper towels. I have 4 of them already in this Ziploc bag, all folded up and ready. This is what I do when I use watercolor. And I get that out, put that back in here, clip that here, so that when I want to clean my brush, this isn't going to blow away. I don't want to be a litter bug, and then I can replace it when I need to. And I can also clip a trash bag to it. I always carry trash bags. If you don't do that, shame on you. But look, doggy do bags, they're great trash bags, and I can just clip them to that clip, or I have other clips in here that I can clip to the outside of this and hang my trash bag. So again, it doesn't blow away. I always have a roll of these. I took some gloves because I like to at least have my right hand in with gloves to protect me from the mineral spirits, because that's the hand that I wipe the brush off with, and I'm holding the palette. So figured my right hand, I have enough, and I have 4 right now, so I could do both hands if I wanted to. And I have an extra rag, so if I need to really wipe down something, clean out my brushes a little better, I can do it on here. So I love to have an old rag for that. I have toothpicks just in case I want to paint something that's teeny, teeny, tiny, and I don't have a tiny brush that's stiff enough. This is my new Surface multimedia artboard. I mentioned that in a previous video. I am really liking this Surface. I painted in oil on a 8x10 the other day in the park and enjoyed it so much. I thought it kind of inspired this. Oh, also, before you decide which tin is going to be your palette, make sure you can easily open it. I thought this one was going to be the one because it was a little bit bigger, but it's real stiff opening. So I didn't want to have paint in here and, you know, have to go, like right now it's hard. Okay. So make sure you can open up your tin. You don't want it so loose it falls open. But this paper is already 3x4 inches. See how beautifully that fits? Okay, now it fits great, but it might blow away. So you want to have tape to secure it. But these are my extra pieces so that I can get that out when I need it. I always have a sketchbook. I have a mechanical pencil here so that it always has a point. Now, tape. You don't see tape here, but it's right here. What I do for my tape is I take an old business card or a used gift card, and I wrap the tape around it. So when I want to paint, I just tear off a couple of sheets. Probably just one would hold it because it's not going to be out in the open and blowing around too much. And you take one of these. I have my palette, and I just lay that in there. See? Doesn't come out. Isn't that cool? All right, so I paint on that. My paint will be just right up against the ridge here, and this is my mixing palette. I'm working small, so I don't need a large space to mix. So that's that. I put this away. Show you a couple other things that I really like. Wet ones to clean your hands, business cards always. Oh, this is something, it's one of my favorite things I got at a Karen Margulis workshop. It was an artist license. So it talks about, you know, you have the, well, artist license hereby granted to the artist bearing this card. The artist has the freedom to create artwork according to the artist's interpretation and mainly for effect. The artist has permission to make changes such as omitting details, changing shapes and colors, adding and exaggerating items, moving mountains, trees, water, etc., all for the pursuit of the artist's vision. The artistic license also gives the artist permission to remove any pressure, got that, any pressure to produce a masterpiece, and to have fun while creating art. Thank you, Karen Margulis. Isn't that just awesome? So I can have it clipped in here to remind myself to have fun. I'm here to collect inspiration, to be inspired by nature, to help others find an artistic outlet and enjoy life a little bit more. Now, what happens when I paint this? I'm through with it, and it's oil. It's not dry. What do I do? What do I do with it? So here's the answer to that. This is a PanelPak, and I talked about these in another video. this is 5x7. I can hold 2 5x7s here, but I'm working with 4x3. What I like is I take a 5x7. Do you see it still has its plastic on? There's 2 of them. They'll face forward. I will take the one I just finished painting. Well, and I'll put it on the inside here. Now I have to be a little more careful not to get it all messed up, but things on the outside edge shouldn't be the most precious. And I already have 2 waiting to be taken off and put in my new palette. So what's great about this, it'll hold 4 baby paintings, and I'm not messing up the 5x7 panel at all because it's wrapped. So I will continue to use this wrapped canvas until that plastic rips. But for right now, that goes back in here. I'll clean up a little bit of my palette and make sure that it's not too wet and drippy. Close everything up. Put that right there. Oh, put my towel in there. I didn't fold it up, but it'll fit. There. I'm good to go. Have a super day.